Today, we're going to talk about something that so many of us feel, but we rarely talk about out loud. What it means to be the hero no one sees, and how on earth you find your value when it feels like no one is watching.
I mean, really think about that for a second. That feeling. You're carrying it all, you're the one everyone depends on, but somehow you're still invisible. It's a heavy, heavy weight.
So yeah, let's just call it what it is. It's that feeling of being unseen, when all the work you do just stays in the shadows.
Does any of this ring a bell? You're the one who fixes the problems nobody else wants to touch. You're the one who steps up for the team when everyone else takes a step back. Or maybe at home, you're the glue that's just barely holding it all together. You show up early, you stay late, you're just reliable.
And here's the part that stings. After all that effort, all that silent grind, the spotlight just seems to swing right past you and land on someone else. The praise, the recognition, it's like you're not even there. And you know, after a while, that really starts to get to you. And that's when those questions start creeping in, right? Does anyone even see me? Does any of this work I'm doing, does it even matter? And that can be a really lonely place to be. Well, if any of that sounds even a little bit familiar, I want to tell you an ancient story about a guy who lived this exact life. His name was Benaiah, and his story, well, it offers a totally different way of looking at things.
So everybody's heard of King David, right? He's the main event, the headline, the legend. But behind the legend, there was this warrior, Benaiah. And he was the guy behind the scenes, doing all the hard work that made those headlines possible in the first place. If you had to sum him up, it'd be these three words. He was totally faithful, a loyal protector. He was absolutely fearless, ready to take on anything. And for the most part, he was completely unseen.
And look, Benaiah wasn't just some guy hanging around in the background. We're talking about someone who pulled off incredible feats of courage. But he did them with no audience. No one was there to cheer him on. And we are not talking about small wins here. This guy took down two of the enemy's most feared warriors. He chased a lion into a pit on a snowy day and killed it. I mean, who does that? And get this, he defeated a giant Egyptian soldier when all he had was a simple wooden staff. And this is the key, the absolute critical part. These weren't practice runs. These were high-stakes, life-or-death moments where if he failed, it was all over. He showed this incredible courage when no one was watching, but when absolutely everything was on the line.
Okay, so this is where the story takes a huge turn. We've been talking about what people saw, or really what they didn't see. But now, let's shift our perspective. Here's the hidden truth in this whole story. Benaiah might have been invisible to the crowd, to the people writing the history books, but he was never invisible to God. Not one single moment of courage went unseen. And all that faithfulness, all that work he did in the dark, it wasn't for nothing. It wasn't wasted. Because he proved his character when no one was looking, he was eventually promoted. He became one of the most trusted commanders in the entire kingdom. Not because he chased the spotlight, but because he was faithful without it.
And that points to this incredible truth, right? That there's a perspective that sees what people miss. All those quiet sacrifices you make, the battles you fight that nobody knows about, none of it, not a single bit, goes unnoticed.
So what does this ancient story have to do with you right now? Well, it's about completely reframing how you see your own situation. It's about seeing this time not as being ignored, but as being prepared.
I want you to really let this question sink in. What if this feeling of being overlooked isn't a sign that you're being ignored at all? What if it's actually a training ground? What if every single unseen thing you do is building a strength inside of you that you're going to need later?
This is so important to get. We think impact has to equal visibility, but that's just not true. They are not the same thing. Your life, your work, it can have a massive impact, even if you never get a single moment in the spotlight. So let me just say it as clearly as I can. The work you're doing right now in the shadows, it is not ignored. It's not wasted. It is your preparation. It's building your character, sharpening your skills, and getting you ready for whatever's coming next.
And this is the real hope in this story. The idea that the people who just put their heads down and do the work without needing applause, they're often the exact ones being shaped and molded for a much greater purpose. So I'll leave you with this to think about. What's that unseen battle you're fighting right now? The one that nobody else sees? And just ask yourself,
How might that be the very thing that's preparing you for who you're meant to become?